Alright guys, this is Inaccurate. So we're doing another kind of relaxing video. The video title itself might be a little on the serious side. Just think of it as kind of like a normal conversation topic and just kind of sit back, relax, and listen. So I was watching Pekura's stream and I was just watching chat, go up. And I was just watching it and all I see are just, Japanese comments. And probably like one or two other English comments, and I was just there kind of thinking to myself, like, where are all like the English viewers? Like, usually there will be like a decent amount just kind of commenting, having their own conversations, commenting on what Pekora is doing, but there was significantly less English viewers in the chat this time, and I can't tell if that's because I've been gone for so long. I've also noticed like Pekura's like viewership has actually gone down like a little bit, like compared to when she was like streaming Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4. She was at like a good, I think it was like 40K, but now she's probably at like 26 to 23K. I mean, like, this doesn't apply to like all of Hololive either, because I've seen Maureen's like viewership go up as well. The other day she was at like 24K when I vaguely remember she was always kind of like at 16K viewership. And then I saw like Watame Fever Night, which was at a good like 13K when it used to be, I remember, around like 9K. So it's not only that, but it does seem like there's like a general decline in like just overall like interaction and just like viewers overall. What I mean by this is that like last year, like 2020, when everybody was stuck inside, so they had nothing to do, and then VTubers were just like brought into the light, and then everyone just started watching VTubers like crazy. Like there was like an initial hype, and then there was like everybody just like dogpiling on to like watch more and more and more. And their viewership went up, their like views went up, their subscriber counts went up, everything was going up. And I think right now, like, the initial hype is already gone, like, obviously, and now we're kind of seeing like this kind of downward trend in just like popularity. They can't stay like popular forever unless they just keep doing new thing after new thing, and they're just like this crazy entertainer who just comes out with these amazing ideas. I'm not really expecting that kind of level of like godliness. And I was thinking, like, is there really anything to kind of look forward with like Hololive? Like the one thing I thought that was that I could like look forward to was probably like Kiara and Coco meeting up, and then they also meet up with Nanners and Bebe. Like, that's something I've been waiting for like a long time, but it's probably been like 6 months or something since I've been waiting for it, and I just kind of forgot about it. But I am glad that it's happening. And then there was also that meme review with Calliope and Coco. That was pretty cool. So just Hololive Japan interacting with Hololive EN. That's cool and something to look forward to. I guess in terms of collaboration, I don't really view that as like something new. I view that as like something that should just kind of like be done. Like when I say like something new, I mean like one of them would just start like showing their whole like Adobe Premiere like editing situation with like one of the new songs that they're gonna release in probably like 2 weeks. They would talk to chat, they would show like how much work they go through, they would say like their whole process, just something like refreshing instead of always playthroughs, always singing, always collaborations, always just chatting. And to me, collaboration is just like something that's always there. It's always something you could do with others because it's like, oh, it's interacting with someone else. It's always exciting when there's another person. It's always refreshing. There's more hype around it, But I'm kind of getting off topic. So the whole trend I think I'm observing is that like this might not just be a Hololive situation. It might be like a entire VTuber kind of situation. if that makes sense. And I'll explain why. So VTubers in general, you know, are just 2D models, but they also are very limited in their facial expressions. As compared to a, you know, real life cam, you could show as many different facial expressions as possible. Show jealousy, you can show happiness, you can show sadness. If you wanted to show that on like a 2D model, you're gonna need a lot of time and budget to actually make those types of expressions, and you don't know if the return on that is going to be worth it either. Another thing that I think that VTubers are kind of limited to is that, you know, their movement in general, like not just limited to their face, like their whole body doesn't really move that much. Like most of the time you can't even see their hands. Like a lot of times you don't even see their whole full body 2D model. And you know, sometimes you want to do something with your body and all you see is just like the halfway point upwards. It's like staring at the same person over and over, and that person doesn't really change their expression too much. I mean, obviously you listen to their voice, but you know, sometimes you actually just want to see the person for the person. And then another thing is that I kind of already talked about this, but they're kind of like limited. VTubers are kind of limited in what they do, you know, like Hololive is limited to that each person is kind of like their own idol, and Coco kind of like went off in like a different direction. She's kind of like a co-host kind of deal with like meme review. But for everybody else, it kind of seems like everybody just kind of falls in that general direction. You know, they play games, they collab, they just talk, they sing. I know there's like scripted events. Was it the athlete meetup event? I don't really remember what it was called. And there was also the Winter Festival. And then, you know, the main Hololive channel does like skits and scripts and stuff. But then for the individual VTuber, like what else can they actually do? You know, like I'm talking about popularity and like the state of Hololive, but you know, it just feels like they're really limited. I think I also saw a clip that Hololive actually picks what game they play next, as opposed to, you know, the person actually picking the game. So it kind of like limits their freedom, and I think this is also the reason why Noel, Maureen, and Flair are all doing like just like this collab for like Resident Evil 8, because each one of them don't want to play Resident Evil 8 by themselves, but you know, they still have to play it. I kind of wanted to compare it to other things, like, well, the first one's gonna be anime, and then the second one's gonna be VR chat. So if we compare VTubers to like anime, like I've always thought VTubers were like, it's just an anime girl like streaming, which is what it was always in my mind. But if we compare it to like the anime industry and just like anime series in general, you know, there's the genre cute girls doing cute things. And usually when one season ends, you know, another cute girl doing cute things takes its place. But with Hololive, you don't exactly move on to the next VTuber. I mean, you can, but then it's very similar. They're always playing the same video game, and you know, there's not much that's different. Like some of my Discord members have already kind of like moved on like other like individual VTubers. Like one of them, he was a Maureen fan, and then he was like a Fruit fan, and then he was a Kana fan, and then now he's moved on to Pomu, I think from Niji Sanji En. So he's just kind of moving on in that kind of like anime direction. And a lot of my Discord members actually have kind of stopped watching like VTubers in general, just because it takes so much time. Yeah, like when we talk about Hololive, you're not exactly moving on to another one. You can, but then like a lot of people like to stay where they are. They don't want to go to something new. But because they stay where they are, it's like starts stagnating and it starts repeating a lot, and then you know, it becomes less exciting and less watchable, I guess. And the second part is that like let's not compare them to anime. Let's compare them to, you know, like VR chat, like their VR chat counterparts. So VR chat has a lot of 3D models, and Hololive also has a lot of 3D models, but they stick with their 2D models because the 2D models look a lot better. And you know, I agree with that. 2D models look a lot better, but then they're extremely limited in what they can do, and you know, they just take a lot of budget because they're so expensive right now. Compared to VR chat, you know, like everybody has like their own model. Everybody can switch models if they want. Everybody can create new models. It's a lot more freer there, and there's a lot more things to do. Like I remember there's a lot more VR chat like driving. There's also VR chat horror games. There's There's also like VR chat, just like individual mini games. I don't know how to really describe it, but there's a lot more insanity that ensues. You know, like sometimes if you just want to like be Kermit for a day, or if you know you want to be this stick of butter that just kind of hurls what looks to be jizz at people, you know, you could do that. You could be a troll for a day if you wanted to be. As a VTuber, you're supposed to stick as a VTuber 2D model. You know, the environment is limited, the model is limited, and obviously, you know, the viewership for VR chat has, from its initial hype to what it is today, you know, it's gotten way down. But I still enjoy watching VR chat a lot more than I enjoy watching VTubers, if I'm gonna be honest. Just for the pure level insanity and chaos. And like the funny thing is, like, a lot of the VR chat people actually have like 2D models as well, but they prefer to use their 3D models because they could actually go into VR chat with their 3D models and directly interact with someone, you know, and it's just a real joy to kind of see. And that's where I kind of think Hololive and like VTubers are in general. They're just cordoned in this small area, and then for the people who are just kind of comfortable like in that area, it feels like it's stagnating a lot. And you know, like if you wanted to see something new, it would just have to be collaborations, like the whole Calliope and Coco thing. And don't get me wrong, they still have popular things, like Hololive Japan had like that whole Hi Honey virus thing going around, but then that was just like a one-time kind of trend. It didn't really pull people back. I also acknowledge the whole 2D model upgrade with Hololive EN. You know, I think Girl passed like 200k viewership, but then like once everybody saw her new outfit, everybody just like completely dropped off. Probably went back to Pornhub to start doing their thing. And I guess if I wanted to see something new and exciting, it probably won't happen. Again, I'm gonna compare it to anime, like Tosaka, you know, from the Fate Stay series. You know, you see her in like different series all the time. She's doing different things. She has different powers. You know, she could be like the main heroine, she could be dramatic, she can be sad, happy, you know, and all these things. But like, you know, they show her in like different settings, like different worlds. And when it comes to like VTubers, you know, they're stuck in the same world. Like sometimes they go over to like VR stuff, but then, you know, nobody wants to go to VR stuff because it's all VR horror and they don't actually like playing horror games. Unless like some new VTuber just like comes out or just like pops out and just like comes up with this new fucking thing that everyone just kind of like bandwagons on. I don't think we're gonna see anything crazy or like interactive or, you know, something that kind of like pulls me into making me want to watch VTubers for a long time again. That might just be me. You could also argue that, you know, like Code Miko, she's also doing like this co-host sort of deal. She's just like pulling in like random internet celebrities to interview, which, you know, congrats off to her. It looks like she's doing very well. I don't think because their popularity is going down that, you know, they're gonna be like they're in dire straits to pull new viewers in. That's far from it. You know, they will always have like a set audience, you know, like the set amount of sims to actually, you know, like fund and like support them. The initial hype from to what it is now, it's a little disheartening to see. Also, it could be just my fault, you know, like I've stopped clipping and stopped translating as well. So just, yeah, you could blame me. Well, if any of you guys actually made it this far in the video, which I'm very sure you haven't, let me know what you think in the comments. Am I wrong? Like, am I right? Is like things I'm spouting off about even make any sense? Probably not. I don't know. Fucking. Anyways, I'm out. See you guys later. Bye.